topic is about minification bundling, okay, and running JavaScript in server side. So first of all, I'd like to ask you one question. If somebody says the performance of the website is good, that means what to you? If I ask you what is the performance of the website?
It means it is user friendly.
Less
Sorry?
loading time, responsive.
User friendly, sir.
User friendly, fine. Then
Sir, no lagging. No
yes, no lagging. This is very important.
Is quick.
Quick reaction.
Quick reaction,
Yes.
response time is less, like it. So the performance of the website majorly we can say that the website loaded to the browser very quickly without any response time. So whichever websites are respond quickly or more quicker than other website, those website performance are better. Okay. Now, how we can make a performance of the website better? By as a developer, by optimizing the code. Okay, optimizing is a term, is a technical term which is associated in the development, where you are going to write code in such a way so that the performance of the code would be better. Understood what is optimization and what is performance? To get better performance of the website, I need to write the optimized code. And how to write optimized code? That is our today's topic of discussion. Okay, can you see the slide over here? So can you see there are two pictures are there, left hand side picture and right hand side picture. So if you want to reach your destination, which way you will choose? Right one. Why?
Always right.
Yeah.
Traffic is less.
Yeah, traffic is less. You will reach your destination
Very quickly.
yeah, quickly without any delay. So which is the better option? That means the road which is empty, not much traffic, not much crowd. If I take that road, I will reach to my destination quickly. So I will perform better. Next. Do you enjoy visiting a slow loading website, or would you look for an alternative website? What type of website you like?
Alternative
Slow loading
website.
or fast loading? Definitely fast loading. Yeah. See over here, they are telling New York Times, they are loading and it is taking time. It is taking time of loading. So this is not a good performance website. Performance wise, this website is not good because it is taking more loading time. One second. Yeah. Okay, next thing. Can you tell me over here, there are two development code of website, left hand side code and the right hand side, same output right hand side code. So what you observe from these two set of data, these two set of folder structure of a website, what you observe?
Time, sir.
Yeah, where you are seeing time?
Sir, last right. Last column.
Yeah, so see this one, it is left hand side is taking 28 millisecond to load, and right hand side website is taking 8 millisecond time to load. So that means, so why this difference is there? Because the previous code which is being developed, that was unminified code, and the right hand side code is minified code. And whenever after development, if you make your files minified, then it is going to give you less response time. So that's why minification is a process or is a technology which is helping us. What, in which way it is helping us for website? Minification, performance wise. So minification is a term. What is minification? We'll get to know. It's a very simple thing, not at all difficult, and the total this sprint is also very easy to understand. There is no difficulty in it. It's a very simple string among all the other JavaScript sprint. Okay, this is the simplest one. So minification is the process where you are going to all the files of the project, you are going to make it minified so that the response time would be less. How you are going to minify, that we'll discuss, and what is minification, that also we'll discuss. Okay, next. optimize delivery of static asset of using JavaScript. So today's topic, we are learning how to make a website optimize. Optimize means to make it, we have to write a code in such a way so that performance wise it is better. Any idea what does it mean, static asset? Can you give an example of static asset of any website? Guys? Yeah, what are called as static assets of the website?
Yeah. What do you mean by the word asserts of website?
Yeah.
Asserts. Asserts. Yes, yes.
Asset content.
Assets of the website is what? Assets is the a static asset. This is the part of the website. See, images are the static assets of the website. Okay, audio,
Resources,
video are the static assets of the website. CSS file is the static assets of the website. JavaScript file are the static assets of the website.
Logo.
Yeah, logo are the static assets. So these are the static. Sorry? Not structure, what the content of the website, which would be there in the different file. Got it? See, CSS is a static asset because external CSS, there would be a .css file which your website refer and get the styling. So this is the one static assets of the website. Getting? Similarly, JavaScript file, .js file, where the scripting code will be there. That also you are going to link it to your website. That is also a static assets of your website. Similar fashion, images.
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, in that case, any type of external files that we refer from the HTML is a static.
That you can call it as a static asset.
Correct.
Yes, correct. Any type of external file which you are using in your web page, in your website to display, can be considered as a static assets. Okay. Now we are going to learn how these static assets we are going to minify it so that this static asset loading in the website will be quicker, will be faster, and will be performance wise better. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next thing, what we are going to learn? We are going to learn create a server-side scripting for Node.js and write bundling logic for minification. So these are the two main topics we are going to discuss. We'll get to know just in a bit, don't worry. Bundling a server-side activity. Okay, now bundling is what? What is bundling? That also I'll in detail I'm going to explain you. Do not to worry. Before that, I should know. Tell me till now whatever JavaScript we have worked on, is it a client-side JavaScript we learned or it is a server-side JavaScript we learned?
Client-side.
Yeah, it is a client-side JavaScript. How you got to know that the JavaScript which you have learned is client-side? How you got to know?
Because it executes.
Execute in the browser. Fine. How you got to know that it is executing in the browser? I understood JavaScript is a client side, which what we have worked on. Fine. I understood Java, since it is running in the browser, that's why it is a client side. Okay, but how you got to know that it is running in the browser? See, to check the error of the JavaScript, where you are going?
Console.
Yeah, we are going to console, and console is a part of the, it is a tool of the browser itself, right? So we are seeing the error or the success message of the JavaScript in the browser. There is a one tool called console, which we are getting from the inspect. That means you are not getting any error message in the command line argument. In a server side, you are not getting any message. You are seeing the message in the browser itself with some tool. So that's why through that we can make it out that JavaScript is nothing but a client side, whatever we have learned. Okay, fine.
Yes,
is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next thing. Now today what we will be doing, bundling is a technique which takes place in the server side. So bundling is the technique which takes place in the server side. As a developer, we'll after development is done, then we'll bundle our code in the particular folder, and then it is going to get rendered in the browser. So here we will be learning little bit of server-side JavaScript, how we can execute. So whenever we call it as a server-side JavaScript, that means we are not going to see the error through the browser inspect option in the console. No, we are not going to see there. In the command line only, in the CMD prompt only, we will be learning our JavaScript, we'll get the error, or we are going to display the output. That means that JavaScript will be considered as a server-side JavaScript. Okay, fine. Now, to run a server-side JavaScript, what is required? We need to have the node installed in our system. Node is a runtime environment for the JavaScript to write in server-side. Is it clear? So what software is required to run a JavaScript in the server-side, guys?
Node.
Node. Yeah, so Node is a runtime environment. See, normally JavaScript is a client side, it runs in the browser, but I want to do the exception. I want to make the JavaScript run in the server side. For that purpose, the software which I require is a Node.js, and that Node.js is going to give you a JavaScript environment so that you can run the JavaScript in server side. Okay, what is it telling over here? JavaScript is primarily used for client-side programming website. Fine, we know that. Client-side scripts are executed by web browser. That also we know. JavaScript, however, can be used for general. See, JavaScript is a very powerful programming language. In any purpose, you can use JavaScript. Okay, either server-side or client-side or normal programming, or you're creating any app, anything. It can be used on server-side also. Now, server-side scripts are executed within a non-browser environment like Node.js. So, JavaScript I want to execute in a server-side through command line, and that can be achieved with a Node.js. Okay, now Node.js and Node Package Manager. So, we have already, all of us have installed Node.js, and with the Node.js installation, we are going to get a NPM or Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager is nothing but it is a repository of JavaScript. Okay, which you are going to get it automatically when you are going to install Node.js. So first thing, let understand theory, then we'll go for one JavaScript programming which will run in the server side. See, Node.js is a JavaScript runtime environment built on Chrome's V8. So Node.js V8 is an engine. So it is a Chrome's engine. V8 is an engine. It is a Chrome's engine. There only the Node.js is giving us the environment to write the JavaScript in server side. It allows you to execute JavaScript code run on server. Fine. One of the major factor Node's success is NPM Node Manager. So with Node, automatically you will get a NPM, which is a Node Package Manager. And Node Package Manager is nothing but it is a reactive JavaScript library. So library means what? There are many JavaScript packages are there, which is there in the online NPM JS website, and those packages you can use in your program. Okay, through NPM by installing it. Then NPM is the default package manager for JavaScript runtime Node.js. NPM gets installed along with the Node.js installation. We got to know. Now NPM consists of two parts. So first thing, for server-side JavaScript, Node is required, and Node is giving an additional feature to us, which is NPM. And through NPM had got two parts. One is called command line interface part. You are writing the NPM command, NPM, suppose install Express, NPM install JSON server. So those are the what is command line interface of NPM, command line how you are going to use the NPM, and there is an online repository for NPM also, which is called npm.js. So let's take it out. Let's see this npm.js, right? So it is telling, yeah, it is telling what? Suppose I have a command line over here, and here I am writing npm install, I am writing Express. Can you tell me it is a command line NPM or it is a NPM repository, online NPM?
Command line NPM.
Command
It is
line.
a command line. It's a command line NPM. So there are two ways you can use the NPM. So when you install it, the Express is going to get installed for you. Now there is a npm like GitHub. Like GitHub, there is a npm repository, which is this one, npmjs.com. So over here, what you will get, you will get a hell lot of packages. So if I search Express.
Sorry to interrupt. Before
Yeah.
moving to the package, again, I would like to discuss on the theory part.
Yeah.
Node.js. So did I use Node.js on first day, second day, third day of JavaScript?
No, ma'am.
I have not used till 4 topics, first 4 topics, but I have introduced yesterday. Why? Can you go to that slide?
Yeah, I'll go.
Do we use Node, by the way, yesterday? No,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
other ones
Yes,
where
ma'am.
you have presented the PPT. Minimize this.
Which
You
one?
have your slide. You already presented your slide and it's not presented. You
No, it's
closed.
not. Which one, Sangeeta? To Node.js
Come down.
part? Node.js
Node.js
slide?
introduction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one.
No, both 8th slide and 9th slide.
Okay.
So the answer is in front of, I'm asking you guys, did I introduce the Node.js npm command, npx command in first 5 topics?
No, ma'am.
No,
ma'am.
Why we have not used and why I particularly used yesterday? And the theory is today.
Because from yesterday we have started server side.
Server side. What server we accessed yesterday?
JSON
server. So in JavaScript, so primarily JavaScript is always used for client-side programming. Some dynamic functionality, what else? This validation kind of a thing. All those carousel effect, those type of dynamic functionality, it should be there in client side. So that is the reason of JavaScript. So the first 5 chapter or topic is about client side scripting. Client side scripts are, it is executed by browser itself. Nowhere it will have a touch on your server side. Whereas I told this point twice or thrice, even I said this yesterday, JavaScript can be both client-side programming and server-side. When you want to use any type of server-side functionality in JavaScript, we in need of a concept, Node.js. Yesterday, because yesterday I want to connect with server-side script, one of the server, JSON server. Please go to next slide. So JavaScript, it is not pure client side, it both falls under client side scripting and server side. So what is Node.js? Node.js is a Java runtime environment, which has been built by this engine. So in order to execute your JavaScript code on server, so that the server functionality can be achieved. And this Node.js and Node packages are as simple to use. There is no connection, but I'm just relating Maven based POM XML here. So when you develop a project without POM, Maven with POM, what is the advantage we are getting? Whomsoever I'm calling, please tell me. Harsh?
Yes, ma'am.
If you develop a Java project without Maven, with Maven,
Yes, ma'am.
how we are
Ma'am,
including?
If we create Java project with Maven, it will automatically contain a package so that all the classes will be binded in that single package. If we create the different classes, so it will be just in a project, but it is not together bind with single package.
Okay. Any other points? Anyone wants to give a try, Nikhil?
Test cases.
Test cases.
We can use
Test cases and resources.
And test cases is fine.
And resources.
libraries.
Huh?
pom.xml file.
What is the
Generate.
speciality of pom.xml?
We are dependencies.
We can add dependencies.
So if I create a Java project without Maven, if I want to add any library, I need to attach the respective jar. I want to search for respective jar. I need to download, I need to attach the respective library. Same thing if you want to do it in your Maven form, what we will do? We have constant 4 lines of dependency. It simplifies the developer's job. You remember dependencies and we copied 4 lines of dependency code. That dependency will automatically download and add those functionality. You remember or not?
Yes, ma'am. The
Yes,
test
ma'am.
dependency.
Remember, ma'am.
Test cases are additional thing. Or test folder is there and fine. But the actual usage of Maven is it will reduce the load of a developer. Similarly, I am not relating Maven form. I'm just relating. Similarly, in web application, if you want to add any libraries, instead of downloading the respective web package, attaching to your project, your work will be simplified with the help of Node package manager. So yesterday, do you see primarily you need Node.js. So Node.js is required from today to next 4 another 3 months. You will not download any other software. So you need Node.js. Go to Node official JS site and you download and install your Node. That's all. Story over. So yesterday, in order to have JSON server, what command we executed?
npm.
The word npm. The npm space
Install.
JSON server.
install followed with
JSON server.
that required functionality. Story over. If you want to uninstall, same. I don't want to go for complex steps. So we started with JSON and we have many more to do. We used JSON install command for JSON server. We have a lot more to do with npm command. So it's simplified. I don't want to search for JSON server, download that, attach to my install in my machine. So no, those burdens has been reduced with the help of npm. Okay. So we can do, it consists of command line interface tool. The other one is online repository. So as of now, we discussed only one command, npm command install for JSON server. And as I said, many more installation will be there in future. Apart from that, we have online repository. So that is what sir about to show to you all and discuss on it. Yes, Asif.
Yeah, thank you, Sangeeta. Okay, so now next thing is what, guys? So what I was trying to show you, there is a site called npm.js where all the npm packages would be there residing. So in our command line interface, when you are writing npm install JSON server, that means that JSON server is also there in the npm.js online repository only. So from there, we are downloading and we are installing locally. So using npm command. So how it looks like this. Go for npm.js and here you type some what you want to install. Suppose I want to install Express. Click on this package I want to install. Click on that, search it. You got the Express package, and for the Express package below, if you see, now select the package. Click on that. Yeah. Now for the Express package, it is going to guide you how to install that package. So for that purpose, there is a npm install Express. So when you click npm install Express in your command line, this package is going to get installed locally in your system, and you can work with this package. If you go for JSON server, suppose JSON-server, search it. Okay, you got a JSON server package which you already installed it. click on that package, search by its name, and then for that package there are some description or information is available over here, and at the end what you will get for the JSON server, it's going to tell you what is the command you should use, means for installing the JSON server. Where it is that given? Click here, it out now.
Sir, he said no need to install.
On the top right.
One second.
Upside.
Yeah, here it is there. You can see there are so many information over here are there. Modules, all these things. What are the modules is consist in the JSON, JSON server and all. Yeah. JSON placeholder. See, if you go to the JSON placeholder there, maybe it is written what is the see npm I JSON server. This is the installation link. This already we have used. That's why I'm showing this. But apart from that, there are all the other information what you can do with that package by installing it. You'll get to know. So this is an online repository for npm. From this repository only in a command line, we are installing that particular package and we are working on it. Okay. Next thing. Yeah, this is done. We'll go for the next slide now. So next slide is working with npm. Just now we have discussed. See, there are built-in packages are there in npm.js.com online repository. There are built-in packages are there. What I can do, I can use that built-in packages. I can install these built-in packages locally and I can work on it. And as a developer, you can create your custom packages also. So over here, it is like this. You are creating, developer is creating custom packages and storing it in the npm.js library. And from that custom packages, whenever it is required, that custom package also you can use it in your program by installing it locally. So as a developer, I can publish or I can store my custom packages in the online repository, and from the online repository I can install it in locally and I can use it. So both the way it is possible. So there are some ready-made repository packages are there, you can use it, or you can create your own and you can publish that, and then later on you can use it. Okay. Okay, we'll go for next thing now. Now developing server-side code using JavaScript. So first step is what? I need to install Node.js. For all of us, Node.js is installed. Create a Node.js application. So I am going to create a JavaScript file where I am going to write some code, and then I'm going to execute that JavaScript code in a server and I'll see the result. So for a very basic example, I'll go with that. For that purpose, what I will do, I'll do like this. I have a, suppose I'm going to create a file. I'm going to create a file. On this, I'm going to create a file. This file name, I'll give it as, suppose, test on server side JS. .js. This is the file name. Okay, so test on server side JS. Over here, I'm going to have some code. What I will do, I'll go for console.log, and over here, I'm going to write it, hello everyone. Hello everyone. So I'm going to write this text. Now, can you tell me this is a server side JavaScript or it is a client side JavaScript? Is there a different JavaScript for client side and server side? Is that like that? Or it is the same JavaScript code, you can run it in server or you can run it in client? What is the answer?
Same.
Yeah, so JavaScript coding would be same. So if you now, if you run it in the browser, so right click, open with.
So you have clicked on JSON file.
Yeah, we need to for that purpose we need to have HTML. Then only we can link this and we can display it in the browser. So for this purpose, what I will do, I'm going to execute this in server side. So for that purpose, what I will do, I'm going to this location, test practice bundling. Okay, test practice bundling. Directory, what are the files are there over here? Test on server side JS is there. I have node already installed. I'll write node and then I'll write the file JavaScript name, test on server side .js. If you hit enter, name is not correct, I think. Test on server side js.js. If you click on this, can you see the output? No, test on server side JS. Why output is not showing here? It should be hello everyone, right? Is it showing there? No.
Sir, it should be console or alert.
No, it should be console only. Console only. Alert means it is for web browser. Console means it is just for the. I have not saved it. Maybe let me save it. Yeah, come over here. Enter. See, hello everyone. You got it. So this is a server-side JavaScript. Why we are learning this? Just simple. It's a very simple thing. What we have learned to run a JavaScript in a server side, we need to have a node with us. And then what is the command for running a JavaScript in server side? Node command, and then followed by the JavaScript file name. And you are going to get the console output in your server side CMD prompt. Okay. So this is the only thing which we are going to learn. This is the only demo which is over here is being demonstrated. Okay. So now you write down in your notebook, you write down to run a JavaScript in a server side. What is the command? Command should be like this. Keep a note. Note, go to the respective folder where your JavaScript is there, node and the JavaScript file name. That's it. Okay, guys, clear? Okay, next thing. Yeah, we'll have this one. Next, one quick check. Where are the install packages dependencies listed? So there is a question over here. There is a question, where are the install package dependencies are listed? Any answer for this, guys?
What is the meaning of this question?
Yeah, dependency means when you are going to install from the npm, when you are going to install something, so where that dependencies is listed. So you don't know that there is a file called package.json. There is a file called package.json where the dependencies what I am going to install in my for my website is going to be listed out. So just in a bit when we will be demonstrating the bundling, that time you will get to know how to create a package.json and how to configure it. Okay, this is a JSON file where some configuration information for your website would be there, and it is required for bundling purpose. Okay, next thing. Proceed with optimization. Okay, now the most simplest topic of optimization, which is called minification. See, whenever we are writing a code, suppose I am writing a CSS code. While writing a CSS code, there would be a new line. So there would be some places where the code is going to get end. If you come over here, if you see this one, so H1, then flower bracket. After that, there is a big gap is there, and in the next line the code is starting. Then in the second line there is some spaces from the beginning. Then color is writing, and so that means what? As a developer, whenever you are going to write a code, we may be giving some extra spaces for the coding. We may be giving some lines in the coding. We may be giving some commented. Suppose I am going to write this commented. Background color. I make it as suppose yellow. Tell me if in a file background, and I will make it as commented. So I have a commented line, background color yellow. Will that make the file bigger, or because of the commented the file would be not bigger? Suppose this line number 3 is not there and line number 3 is there with a comment. So what is the difference between these two? Output wise there is no difference, because background color will not affect yellow because it is commented. But the file size, will it not be differ? Yes or no?
It will differ.
It will differ. Suppose if this line is not there, there would be some file size. When the commented line is there, the file size will be little bit bigger because of this commented line. So as a developer, we may have multiple comment in our program so that our program is be better readable. So a commenting, spacing, giving a new line. So these are all which is a part of the code which makes the code heavy. And whenever the code or file is heavy, the performance would be better or it will degrade. What is it?
Sir, I think it will degrade.
It will degrade. So that means whenever the file is heavy in size, because of the comment, because of the new line, because of the spaces, and because of the indentation, then the file will become heavy and the performance wise, the response time would be more. Now, what is the way around for it? How I can make my file so compact so that all the comments, spaces, new line will not create any impact on the size of the file so that the performance would be better. So that is what we will be learning. So for that purpose, what we supposed to do for your particular project, you go to extension. I want to now what I want to minify my this style.css file. I'll just delete this file first. Already I have minified it. Yeah. Okay. Now this H1 color red and background color euro, I want to minify it. So to minify it, what is required? If there is a Visual Studio, there is a tool is there. Click on Visual Studio and you type minify there. Extension. Click on the extension of the Visual Studio and type minify. So you will get a, now you note down what are the minify extension you should install. Note it down. Only minify extension you need to install. JS and CS minifier you need to install. See, just after my session, you will be working on it by your own. So write it down. Okay, so that you will not forget. Minify, no, only minify extension need to be installed. JS and CSS minifier need to be installed, and CS minify need to be installed. These three minify you need to install in your Visual Studio so that you can do the minification. Guys, clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So for a time being, I'll uninstall all this. I'll uninstall and install it. Yeah. So to do the minification for my CSS file, what I will do, again, I'll go type minify in the search bar. And now what I will do, I'll install first one. Only minify installed. JS and CSS minify installed. And then CS minify installed. I have got installed these three. Whenever your minify extension got installed in your what is it called for your project, now what you will do, you come to your file, come to your style.css file. Here you right click, and when you right click over here, you will get a extra option for your right click drop down, which is called minify document. Whenever you click on that, what you will get there for the style.css, there would be another version of style.css. What is the name of that? Tell me.
Style.mini.css.
Style. Now you see you are getting only the minified version. See, in the style.css, I have a new line, I have a space, I have a comment, all these things are there. But what is my minified version? It is in a compact format. There is no extra spaces. There is no new line. There is no comment. So all is got eliminated from the CSS file, and that reduced the size of the file, and it is going to help you to write the. It's going to help you to improve the performance of your website, and it is going to it's going to make it as an optimized CSS file. Is it clear, guys? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what you are telling, tell me one more time. What is your question? A very good question. Very good question. See, Bootstrap, you have downloaded the Bootstrap file. You have downloaded the Bootstrap file, and here there was the name was bootstrap.min.css, bootstrap.min.jss. So those are all minified version of the CSS and JavaScript file which is there in the Bootstrap online what you have downloaded. Getting? So
Yes, sir.
yeah, you are the Bootstrap CSS library and Bootstrap JSS library, they have minified it so that whenever you are linking those Bootstrap library in your website, the linking would be faster, response time would be faster, loading would be faster. If the Bootstrap and Bootstrap CSS library and the Bootstrap JSS library in unminified version, then it is going to affect in your performance of your website. That's why they are giving you the minified version of the CS and JS of Bootstrap file, which you will be linking in your website. Very good analysis. Did you get it, guys? Okay. You understood, right? What is minification? It's a very simple topic, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So how to make it a mini? Suppose I want to make JS minified. I am going to create a JS file. So what I will do, I'll create a new file. JS, I'll write try.js. Now over here, I'm going to have some code, alert, hello. And then I'm going to have a console.log, suppose welcome. And what I have done over here, the console.log, I'm giving some space in the beginning. This 2-line code of JS I'm written. Now what I will do, I want to do the I want the minified version of this JS file. So what is the step? Tell me. Tell me, guys, what is the step?
Right click.
Right.
Right click and then
Minified document.
minified document. It is there. Yeah. So go for minified document. So when you click on the minified document, what you will get? One extra file would be created with a min name. Minify try.min. See here, extra spaces and the new line all is got eliminated. We have a comma separated code and it is the minified version. So performance wise, it is better. That is the concept. So what you should note it down from this session, from this whatever you have learned, what are the extension I should install for my Visual Studio Code. I'll type Minify in the search by Minify, JSCS Minifier and CSS Minifier. These three, and then whatever you want to, whatever CSS or JSS file or HTML file you want to minify, right click over there and minify document. That's it. Okay, we'll go for the next topic now. Next topic is what? Minification. Minification, already we have discussed what is minification. Can somebody read it out and explain to us? Minification is the process of minimizing the code and markup in the web pages and script files. So markup means CSS and script means JS. You can minify HTML as well. Okay, so what are the type of file you can do the minification? CSS, JS and HTML. It is one of the main method used to reduce the load times and the bandwidth usage on website. So definitely if your file size is smaller, loading would be faster, performance would be better. When creating HTML, CSS and JS file, developers tend to use spacing. So spacing is an issue which cause the file size bigger. Comment is the issue which make the file loaded more than how if something is not commented. Well-named variables. Sometimes if you have a variable name bigger, that also make the performance, that also affect your performance. So suppose I want to have a in a JavaScript, I want to have a addition functionality. So here I am writing the variable name function addition of 2 number, and then in other place I am writing function add. So which has got better performance? Performance wise, which code is better? I have a function add addition of 2 number by the name addition of 2 number, and in another file same functionality for the function I am giving the name only add. So performance wise, which JS is better?
Add one.
Add is better because it is having a less character. The less character means file size is less, performance, it would be better. So name also, whatever you are giving, that also impact your performances. So that doesn't mean the name should be so small, make it A, B, C, give the function name A, function name B. By that name, you're not going to make out anything what it is doing. It should not be like that also, and it should not be so big also, unnecessary big also, it should not be, so that it cause the performance issue. Next thing, web server and browser can parse the file content without comments and code structure. So see, without, as a developer, comment is important. It is going to help us to get the information about the code for the better readability. But let it be there in the normal file, but in the minified file, I am not going to have the comments and all. This process remove the comments. So minification process remove the comments, extra spaces, and crunches the variable names to reduce the size, meanwhile providing the same functionality, whatever you have discussed. So minification, how to do the how I can minify HTML, how I can minify CSS, how I can minify JS, already you have discussed. For that, you need to add the 3 minification extension in your Visual Studio Code. Can somebody read it out what it is telling? Anyone? Adesh, can you read it out?
Yeah, if the script file validation.js is minified, what would be the file name of the minified version?
Can you
It will
answer it,
be-
Adesh?
It will be with the same name .mini.js.
Yeah, so validation.min.js, not mini, min.js.
Min.js.
Min.js. Okay. So if you see the answer, you will get validation. So it is a name given by the it is not an explicit name, it is an implicit name. Okay, so whenever you do the minification, you will get the same file name added with a min and then .js extension. Now time to think. Did we include separate .js file for each component while adding the different Bootstrap component in our project? What happened when you did that? Let's check out the source code in the Bootstrap framework and GitHub. Okay, so we'll come to that later. Okay, before that, now the concept. See, I said for the performance, we need our code to optimize. To make the code optimize, we are going to use 2 technology, which is called minification and bundling. So already one technology for the performance increase of our website we have discussed, which is minification. Very simple. Next, whatever we are going to learn, bundling technique, through which how we are going to improve the performance. Yeah, see, bundling. Can you see the two within a body there in the left hand side there is 3 script tag, and with bundling it has got only 1 script tag. What does it signify from this picture? What you observe? What is bundling then?
Putting all
This
these in one
One is merging with
less script file.
Yeah. So when you see in your website in HTML, you may have include multiple JS file. Okay, and all the JS file you need to add it in your HTML. So now every time if you have a 3 JS file you are referring in your HTML, then 3 times link code should be there in your HTML. So that means 3 times the control goes to the script1.js, come back. Second time control goes to speak2.js and come back. Third time control goes to script3.js and come back. Like that, the attachment of the JS file in the HTML will take place. So what if I merge all this JS in a one file, bundle.js? So which would be performance-wise, which would be better? Bundle.js, which is having all the script 1, script 2, 3.js together, or in the individual call, which would be faster?
bundling.
Bundling would be faster. Okay, so see, suppose we are taking a Zoom application. So in a particular 9 o'clock, all of us we are getting connected, and we are getting bundled, and the class is take place. But if I want to make a call individually, Adesh, please join the session. Nikhil, please join the session. Tejas, please join the session. Jayashree, please join the session. So like that, if the call has to be made individually, all the learner, it only first 1 hour will go for that calling only. Okay, but you all are in a bundle, in a batch, and in a particular time, all is going to get joined in the session. And that means the response time means the starting of the opening session time would be reduced, and we can easily start the session. So bundling is a process where multiple JS file, you are going to combine it one or merge it one, so that response type of individual call we can reduce. Is it okay, guys? Conceptually, theoretically? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Next thing, module bundler stages. See, okay, before that, there is something else is there. Okay, module bundler. Yeah. Can you tell me what we call at module? What is the, what we call as module? Any idea?
function.
No, not, yeah, function also we call it as module, but in a bigger term, module is nothing but the total application folder. The container folder is called as module. Okay, the suppose you have a website one is your root folder. Under that you have a HTML file, you have a JS file, and you have a CSS file, like that. So module together, whole thing is called, whole application folder is called as a module. So separately you can bundle the JS file and CSS file. And module bundling means what? Bundling the whole application. So bundling the whole application means what? In a application you may have multiple JS file. So for multiple JS file, you will get a one bundle JS file. In your module you may have multiple CSS file, and all the multiple CSS file you are going to get a one bundle CSS file. In a application you have multiple HTML file. For multiple HTML file you may get one bundle HTML file. So for all same set of file, you are going to create a one merge file, and that is called module bundler. That means whole application got bundled. So if you see this picture, you will get to know. Can you tell me, somebody, can you explain me what is depicting over here in this? What representation you are getting from this picture? What input you are getting from this picture? Left hand side is your website folder structure, and right hand side you are doing the bundling, and you are having the files after bundling. So from this picture, what you are getting? Yeah. So in your application, you have multiple JS file. Okay. For all the multiple JS file, after bundling, you will get a one JS file. You have a multiple CSS file. For multiple CSS file, after bundling, you will get a one CSS file. You have a multiple image file. For that, you have a bundled one image file. Multiple PNG file. So different types of file which are multiple present in your application. You can bundle them for each individual type. You can have a one merge file. And what is the advantage of this? Tell me. Use it by doing this. What we are achieving? By doing this, what we are achieving? Is it not impact the performance? Will it impact the performance, or it will not impact the performance? What is your answer?
Performance is fast.
Yeah, it will impact the pass. See, I am not, see, when the HTML is calling multiple JS file, so I need to call JS1, call JS2, JS3. I need not to call 3 times and get the response from the 3 file. Instead of that, I will call in one JS file, and that JS is going to help me to call the other JS also, so that response time is going to get reduced. So this is the concept of bundling, where same type of file which is present in the multiple, you can bundle it and you create it in a one file, and that is going to help you in performance. Okay, now module. So module bundler means, so now if I ask you what is module bundler, what is your answer? Anybody can explain that? What is module bundler?
Bundle the whole application folder.
Yeah, bundle the whole application. So bundle the whole application doesn't mean you are going to get for the application you are going to get a one file. No, in the application, same set of file is going to get bundled, and you are going to get one file for that. Got it? That is called module bundler, means total application, CSS, JS, HTML, you are going to bundle for so that performance wise it will be better.
Sir, are
Next thing,
these, sir, are
yeah.
the same type of files getting merged into one or under or just put under one?
Yeah, it is getting merged into one with which having dependency resolution. See, it is like that. Suppose what example I should give you? See, suppose I want to call Anil, and I don't know Anil. Means I don't know Anil. I from somewhere I get to know that there is a student in a wave 23 who wants to join, but I know that Roshan knows Anil. So what I will do, I will not call the Anil directly because I don't have Anil's number. So what I will do, I will call Anil, call Roshan, and the Roshan will call Anil. So that means Roshan and Anil are bundled together. I need no need to call the Anil and the Roshan separately. What I will do, I will call Roshan, and Roshan has a link to the Anil, and he's going to tell Anil that Hasib is calling him. So like that, in your merge JS or in your merge or bundle CSS, you have all the files together merged, but with that merging, it will have the dependency resolution also. So who is calling whom? It is not merged in one level. Suppose HTML cannot call directly Anil because there is no direct relation between the HTML and Anil. But HTML can call Roshan JS, and Roshan JS knows the function which is present in the Anil, and Roshan can call that. So that this is called graph of dependency. Okay, graph of dependency, that has to be there when you are bundling it out. When you are doing we have a JS1, JS2, JS3, JS4. Now from HTML, I will call the bundle JS, and in the bundle JS, all the hierarchy would be there. So in the bundle JS, script 1 is the root, script 1 can call the script 2, script 2 can call the script 3. Like that, graphical or hierarchical, what is it called? Relationship would be there in the bundle.js, so that the haphazard call will not take place. Is it okay? Okay, next thing, packing.
Sir,
packing
I understood little bit, but I think you need to go into more description.
Yeah, see what I am telling here. See, I have, suppose in your application you have a 4JS file. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now you read out this statement. Starting from an entry point, the goal of the dependency resolution is to loop for all the dependencies of the code and construct a dependency graph. So whenever you'll be doing the bundling, you have to mention what is your entry point. Entry point means what? JS1, JavaScript 1 is your entry point for all the other JavaScript. Get it? So that you have to mention when you are doing bundling. Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I got it.
Yeah. See, JavaScript 1 is the file which has a direct link to the HTML. So that is there in the bundle. Means multiple JavaScript, you bundle it one file, and then you need to call the JavaScript which is the entry point of the HTML, and for that entry point, all the other call would be there in the graphical in a dependency graph. It would be there. It would be mentioned. Okay. Next is packing. Once the dependency graph is created, we can pack or convert the dependency graph into single file that the application can use. See, what is it? First, we have the relation among all the JS file which will be created using dependency graph. Once that dependency graph is created, later you will do the packing, and you will have all the JS together in one bundle file with the dependency graph placed in that, which will implicitly come from bundling. Is it okay, guys? Clear? See, HTML, I have a 5 JS file, and what is the linking? JS1 is importing JS2, JS3, JS4, JS5. So what I will do? First, I will have the linking information in my bundle file. what is the linking information? JS1 will import JS2, JS3, JS4, JS5. This linking information will be there in the dependency graph. Once that linking information is established, then the packing will take place. So Java JS1, JS2, JS3, JS4 all would be together in one bundle, but the entry point should be the JS1, and who can import all the other JS5. Guys, clear? Okay. You are bundling all the JS file together with a relationship keeping intact using dependency graph. Okay, who is calling whom? Is it okay, Roshan, or all of you? Is it clear? Any doubt on this? Not clear? Not sure? Not understood? Okay. Okay, next thing is what? Create a webpack config file. So now bundling is a process where you need to have some file called webpack config file. You need to have the webpack config file, and in the webpack config file you are going to have this. You need to see, suppose in your application you have a multiple JS file. For the multiple JS file you want to create a bundle. You want to create a bundle of all that JS file. How that can be done? For you need to first, there is a property called attribute property. Can you see here? Attribute property. Webpack config file is a configuration file which you need to create to do the bundling. Without the webpack config file, you cannot do the bundling. Okay. Now, so what are the in that webpack config file? There is a property called entry. Entry is a property where you need to mention which JS file is your starting file. So means from which JS file the first linking will take place. Then output property would be a property where you have to tell what is the JS file name after bundling. What would be the JS file name? Once the bundling is done, what would be the file name? Where that should be this file name. And next path should be what? This is nothing but distribution. So distribution means what? It is a folder where the bundle main.js file would be there. One in an example, when I'll explain, you will get to know. First thing, webpack.config.js. This is a file we need to create manually for your web application to do the bundling. And over here you have a entry property which will tell you what is the starting JS file, which will be starting JS file or entry JS file, which will be connected to the other JS file. Then what is the bundle JS file name? This should be this one. And that bundle JS file would be in which folder in your application? That should be the folder name. This is a bundled file name. Bundled file name. This should be the folder name where the bundled file name would be there. Okay, and this should be the JS, which is the starting JS or as entry point of the JS. Which JS is the entry point for that bundle, and who is going to call the other JS file. So that should be this file name. Okay, now let's do it practically, then you will get to know. So for doing this practically, what I will do. So for any questions, guys? Hello everyone, is it okay? Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, now this bundling process I will be showing you by demonstrating a application that is going to help you. So for that purpose, what I will
shall we do before demo? We'll give them 15-20 minutes time to do a self-learning and understanding of Node.js, minification, and introduction to bundling.
Okay.
Then we will do Webpack.
Yeah, fine.
So I'm giving. Is it fine, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
We know
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
big. So till for another 15-20 minutes. First topic, explore on Node.js. Role of Node.js in JS environment. Next is minification. I'm sharing a sample material for your self reading. Please do a self